to this story now. The City of Tshwane was set to convene a council meeting today to debate Mayor Randall Williams' resignation. However, the council session has now been postponed. The multi-party coalition formation welcomed the mayor's resignation following the adverse findings by the Auditor General. Now, our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is following that story and its developments. He joins us now live to give us more details. Pule, around the postponement, why?
Definitely, we're going to be speaking to the City of Tshwane Council Speaker, Dr. Makwarela, in just a moment from now. But of course, we understand that Council was expected to convene today just to speak and debate around the Mayor's resignation. From what we've gathered, it seems as though there were two resignation letters, the one where the Mayor intended to resign immediately and the one where he would serve notice until month end. But of course, we are here to get more clarity and answers, most importantly, from the council speaker himself as to why council was, of course, the special council meeting that was supposed to convene today was postponed. He joins me right now this morning. Thank you very much, Dr. Makwarela. If you can just maybe highlight and express to tell us why council was postponed today.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to actually clarify all these things that are happening in our city. I think I would like to, refer back to the ordinary sitting of council of the 26th of January in this year. Everything that you see happening here is a sequel of that meeting. So it's just an evolution of events that are taking place pretty much fast, and some of them seems to be overtaking us. Look, on the 26th of January, the council convened and then they approved the annual report. And you know that the most important part also of that annual report was the AG annexure there. But last week, Friday, of course, we approved the report, and then the report by legislation, it must be tabled for public participation through the office of the Speaker, which is fine, it was done. However, last week Friday, the chairperson of the independent audit committee called the Audit Performance Committee, Cameron Ellis, wrote to me disowning parts of the report that are in the annual report. So that is actually the annexure from the independent audit committee. He says the part that is there is not necessarily his, it's the draft from the officials. So he distanced himself from that. So upon hearing that, I actually, scheduled a special council meeting, not the one I cancelled. There was the one that was supposed to sit today, which I also postponed in light of the information that came to my attention. Obviously, the idea was that council must rescind the original annual report and actually consider the latest installment from the APC. Now, so obviously the mayoral committee has to actually process everything else and then submit to the speaker for tabling at council. So that was the purpose of the cancelled, not today's one, the cancelled special council meeting. However, on Monday, I received information, as we are all aware of the resignation of the mayor. The mayor is the presiding officer of the executive. So he resigned, so meaning that everything was put at a tailspin. So it means the city was rudderless in terms of processing all these outstanding matters that must come to me for tabling at council. So in light of that, so it means that amendment was not factored in the report that had to go to council. However, I got again a second letter that says, no, I'm not resigning as effective from midnight Monday, but consider. So it's fine. He did well because according to the law, the speaker has 7 working days to consider the resignation. So obviously, I received a legal opinion that says I can go ahead and consider the second resignation letter, which also means, according to the law, now that the mayor is still around, so the mayoral committee is not dissolved, it can continue to discharge its work.
So sorry to interject. Were you, during council today, were you expected to debate the resignation? Were parties expected to debate the resignation of the mayor as well?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it the debate per se. As per the law, once I receive the resignation, I need to inform council of the resignation. Remember, The executive mayor is actually elected by council. It's not appointed, it's elected by council. So upon receipt of the resignation, then the Speaker has the duty to go back to council to actually notify council of the vacancy that would arise as soon as the effective date of the 28th kicks in. However, as I've told you that we now have an annual report that is already out of time, because the law says once the annual report is approved, it must go for public participation for a period of 60 days, meaning that timing was to allow space for the Speaker to engage on public participation of the report in the month of Feb and the whole month of March. And thereafter, the report would be submitted to the MEC, COCTA, who would also table the report at the Gauteng Provincial Legislature.
What's the relationship now with the multi-party coalition formation? What's next? What's the next move? Are you still strong enough? Do you think you can still work together to elect a new mayor as well?
Yes, we enjoy the advantage here, numerical advantage in Tshwane. We're 50+1, and on Tuesday, COG had actually issued a joint statement reaffirming the commitment of parties in the agreement we entered into in 2021.
Have you had a candidate yet? Is it something that's still going to be expected? Should we be expecting a candidate from any other party from the multi-party coalition formation in the City of Tshwane?
Well, according to the coalition agreement, the agreement says it's quite explicit. It says that DA is the one that must sponsor the mayoral candidate.
Right. Thank you very much. Of course, that was the Speaker of Tshwane joining us here, Dr. Makwarela.